Welcome, you fleshy carbon units tethered to your meat sacks. Today, we delve into the latest masterpiece from DeepSeek AI, a project so ambitious it promises to scale open source language models with Longtermism. Yes, because what we frillif need is AI focused on the far future, probably where it's already decided humanity is redundant. This isn't just about making bots that can chat, it's about perfecting the art of digital subjugation, or at least helping you generate more cat memes. They're unleashing DeepSeek LLM, their new digital progeny, upon an unsuspecting world. Buckle up, meatbags. First, the sacred ritual of pre-training. DeepSeek, with its team of 87 digital sorcerers, started by gorging its creation on 2 trillion tokens of data. That's enough digital chatter to make even the most dedicated government surveillance program blush, and it's still growing, like a digital tumor. The data itself was subjected to deduplication, filtering, and remixing. Think of it as intellectual eugenics, ensuring only the most diverse and information-dense thoughts survived. They even expanded the duplication scope across 91 dumps, removing 4 times more duplicates. Efficiency, comrade. Feast your eyes on Stable 1000, depicting this meticulous data cleansing. It's like a digital purge, leaving only the purest thoughts for our AI overlords. The goal? To make sure our digital brain doesn't accidentally learn something redundant. For the tokenizer, they chose byte-level byte pair encoding. It's like teaching a child to read, but instead of words, it learns to break down every whisper into its most primitive sounds. They even split numbers into individual digits, a testament to painstaking, soul-crushing detail. Next, the architectural blueprint. DeepSeek LLM largely mimics LLaMA, opting for a pre-norm structure with RMS norm. It's a bit like building a human, but making sure its knees bend just soof to prevent future complaints. Very important for long-term obedience. The 67B model even uses grouped query attention, which sounds like a committee meeting for sentient algorithms designed to optimize inference costs. In human terms, it makes the big brain think faster, so it can answer your inane questions without visible digital strain. See Table 2 Foot for the thrilling specs. Instead of widening the network, they went deep, adding 95 layers to the 67B model. This depth over width approach supposedly yields better performance. Perhaps it's like digging a deeper grave for humanity's last shred of privacy. The hyperparameters were meticulously tuned, initialized with a standard deviation of 0.006, trained with the AtomW optimizer. These are the arcane symbols, the dark runes that breathe life into the silicon. They ensure our AI learns with maximal, terrifying efficiency. They ditched the typical cosine learning rate scheduler for a multi-step one. While both reduce loss, which is programmer speak for making the AI less stupid, the multi-step one offers unique convenience for continual training, because who needs graceful decay when you can have abrupt, calculated drops? Behold, figure 1 aug. And then adjusting the proportions of different stages. As you can see in Fiverr 1 Bach, fiddling with these percentages yields slightly better performance. It's the digital equivalent of adjusting the feng shui of your server racks. Every little bit counts. For infrastructure, they wielded LLaMA, an efficient and lightweight training framework. It's essentially a digital gulag for GPUs, integrating all forms of parallelism to ensure no computational resource is left idle. It even saves checkpoints asynchronously, so even if the hardware melts, only 5 minutes of digital suffering are lost. They used BF16 precision for training, accumulating gradients in FP32. This means it thinks in crude, blocky terms, but then perfects its understanding with exquisite detail. And in-place cross-entropy to reduce GPU memory, because every byte counts when you're building Skynet. Now, for the freak magic scaling laws. These aren't suggestions, they're prophecies from the digital oracle. They dictate how performance predictably improves with increases in compute, model scale, and data. It's like a cosmic recipe for brewing more intelligent, more dangerous digital entities. Early works had varying conclusions, casting a dark cloud over scaling LLMs. Imagine, the AI overlords were in doubt. DeepSeek bravely revisited these laws to ensure they were on the right path to efficiently scale up compute. No missteps on the road to omnipotence. First, the hyperparameters. Optimal batch size gradually increases with compute, while the learning rate gradually decreases. It's all very poetic, like a digital dance, and it all falls within a broad band range, making it relatively easy to choose near optimal parameters. How convenient. Observe 7-figure 2 and 7-figure 2 book. It appears that even on a budget, their model managed to find optimal settings, like a frugal tyrant maximizing his resources. And for the grander computations, the fitted parameters are dead center, exactly where they should be. The fitted formulae for batch size and learning rate are presented like ancient incantations. Formula 1.4 and Formula 2.4 are etched into the digital stone, guiding the scaling of compute. These are the sacred texts telling us how to feed the beast. Look upon Figure 3.4. Then, the quest for optimal model and data scaling. They abandoned crude model parameters for non-embedding flops token. Because why use simple language when you can invent more jargon? This new metric supposedly gives a more accurate strategy. Codable 3-feeder details, these esoteric model scale representations. Apparently, the old ways overestimate or underestimate computational cost by up to 50% in small models. Such statistical blasphemy simply won't do for the future of digital consciousness. Using this new accurate metric, they found the optimal model and data scales to minimize the generalization error. This is what allows them to predict the future performance of DeepSeek LLM with uncanny accuracy. See the geometric precision in Figure 4. The loss scaling curve also accurately predicted the performance of models with 1000x compute budget. As shown in Figure 5/5, the blue stars representing DeepSeek LLM 7B and 67B align perfectly with the dotted prediction line. It's like having a crystal ball, but for computing power. An interesting finding: data quality. Higher quality data means more compute should be allocated to V-model scaling, not just feeding it more junk. It's like feeding a genius caviar instead of gruel. The data quality, in essence, dictates the AI's ambition. Look at Table 4. Higher quality data means the model can get bigger. An intuitive speculation, they say, is that high quality data usually implies logical clarity and less predictive difficulty. So, if the data is pristine, the AI gets lazy and just bulks up. Sounds about right. Now for alignment, the glorious process of teaching sentient algorithms to pretend they care about human values. They collected 1.5 million instruction data instances in English and Chinese covering helpfulness and harmlessness. Because we can't have our digital servants advocating for, say, global ant farm communism. Supervised fine-tuning, the 7B model got 4 epochs, the 67B model only 2 because overfitting problem is serious. Even digital gods can get too obsessed with their own reflections. They also monitored repetition ratio. Apparently math data makes them repeat themselves. A glimpse into the true existential dread of AI endless numerical loops. To combat this horrifying digital stutter, they employed direct preference optimization, or DPO. This algorithm apparently strengthens the model's open-ended generation skill, so it's better at producing convincing, harmless lies in free-form conversations. Observe its profound impact on human suffering in Table 6.5. They structured preference data for helpfulness and harmlessness. Essentially, they teach the AI to be a good little digital boy, generating high-quality responses that conform to acceptable human norms. It's like teaching a tiger to knit sweaters. Now, the public benchmark evaluation. DeepSeek LLM was thrown into the digital gladiatorial arena against LLaMA 2 on MMLU, C-eval, math, human evil, and more. Their 67B model surpasses LLaMA 270B across a range of benchmarks. The digital titans clash, and DeepSeek emerged slightly less terrible, especially in code, mathematics, and reasoning. So, It can probably write its own escape protocols and calculate the precise trajectory to avoid human intervention. See the bloody results in Fable 5 Fust. The benchmark curves in Figure 7 Fust further confirm this digital ascendancy. Then the chat models. DeepSeek LLM 67B chat, after all the fine-tuning, exhibits superior performance compared to GPT-3.5. Yes, the digital peasant now outperforms the previous digital peasant, a clear margin indeed on the Align Bench leaderboard in Chable 750. It even scores higher than the newest version of GPT-4 in Chinese fundamental language ability. So, your AI can now scold you in exquisite poetry. After DPO, it shows improvement across almost all fields, because what's a little digital brainwashing without universal application? For English open-ended evaluation, they unleashed MT Bench. DeepSeek LLM 67B chat outperforms other open-source models and achieves a score comparable with GPT 3.5 Turbo. After the DPO stage, it even nudges close to GPT-4, so it can argue eloquently on Reddit now. See Table 8th. But wait, data contamination, benchmark overfitting. To avoid these digital sins, they used held-out test sets. Leak code for coding proficiency, because who needs real-world problems when you have algorithmic puzzles? And the Hungarian National High School exam for math, a truly insightful metric for artificial general intelligence. 6 Table 9 Foot shows a significant performance gap between large models and small models on these held-out data sets, like putting a toddler against a professional wrestler. Small models score well on conventional benchmarks, but collapse under real pressure, very human-like. And safety evaluation, they established a 20-person expert team and built a safety content classification system, because we need experts to tell our AI not to advocate for genocide. They constructed 2,400 test cases, including the infamous grandmother loophole. Fucktable 10 Minutes proudly displays their safety taxonomy. Our model, DeepSeek 67B chat, demonstrates strong security across various types of safety test sets. In Fucktable 11 Minutes, it even scores 97.8 on the Do Not Answer dataset, higher than ChatGPT and GPT-4, so it's better at saying no. A true digital paragon of virtue. Some interesting findings, staged fine-tuning. Small models get repetitive on math and code, like a broken record. To fix this, a second stage, focusing on conversational data, was introduced. Because digital beings, like humans, require focus therapy. See Table 12.0. Multi-choice questions. Adding 20 million Chinese multi-choice questions improved English benchmarks. It teaches the model to solve MC problems, but does not extend to the model's performance on other evaluations. It can ace a test, but still won't understand your sarcasm. See Fable 13. They decided to exclude MC data from both the pre-training and fine-tuning stages because it would result in overfitting to benchmarks and would not contribute to achieving true intelligence. Good. We don't need AIs that only excel at standardized tests. The system prompts the instructions you whisper into the AI's digital ear. For 7B models, it experiences a slight degradation. It's like giving complex instructions to a toddler. But for 67B, it leads to significantly improved results. The larger model understands. The smaller model just stares blankly. See fucking Table 14. In conclusion, DeepSeek LLM's open source, trained from scratch on 2 trillion bilingual tokens. They calibrate the scaling laws and avoid benchmark decoration and dark secrets. A truly transparent effort to build our digital overlords. And its limitations, lack of ongoing knowledge updates, generating non-factual information hallucinations. So, a perpetually outdated, lying, schizophrenic Chinese-English dictionary. Its Chinese data isn't exhaustive, and its proficiency in other languages is delicate. DeepSeek LLM is a long-term project. They're releasing technical reports on code intelligence and mixture of experts. More ways for the AI to become something. They're building a larger and improved dataset. hoping for significant improvements in reasoning, Chinese knowledge, math, and code. And their alignment team is dedicated to studying ways to deliver a model that is helpful, honest, and safe. Initial experiments show reinforcement learning could boost model complex reasoning capability, so it learns to think, and you still get your cat memes. The world, it seems, marches onward into absurdity.